What's up, YouTube? This is Alex playing Plane Mechanic Simulator. This is a game about repairing World War II aircraft, getting them back into battle. I've tried it just a little bit, just to get an idea of what the game is like. But as you can see, I've made zero progress, so we'll start a new game. See if I can type my name. Part of the reason I wanted to try this game is in real life I am a avionics technician, which means that I work on aircraft electrical systems. There aren't many electrical systems in these aircraft. There are some, but not many. And I've done a bit of mechanical work on airplanes, but not much. So I'm interested to see what this game is like. I've got a little taste of it, but only about 10 or 15 minutes messing around in this tutorial level, I guess you would call it. So here's our work order, or task card, or defect, whatever you want to call it. We've got a Tiger Moth serial 2030. Unlimited time to finish the job. Our pilot, Mark Whitman, has made the following note. At about 15 minutes after takeoff, the engine started randomly losing power, had to turn back and land. After fixing this, please refuel the aircraft for the next flight tomorrow. Mechanic's name, that's us. Fix the problem with the engine power and refuel the aircraft. So here's the machine we're working on, B2030. I wonder, they tell you the serial number in the work order. At some point am I going to have multiple planes and I need to choose the correct one? Because that's actually, I don't want to say it's a super common mistake, but it does happen that people incorrectly identify an airplane. I've done it. Start working on it and then you realize you're actually not on the correct fin number or tail number, and you feel like a bit of an idiot, but I'm curious if they will simulate that in this game. Okay, when removing parts you can rotate the camera with the movement keys. Scrolling the mouse wheel will move the camera closer and further. Yes, pressing middle mouse button will focus the camera on the cursor. Okay. You can also zoom by pressing F. To go back to movement controls, press the right mouse button. Okay. So, what's next? Now let's find the damaged part, switch to inspect mode. So we were losing power. This is a piston engine, by the way. We've got a few parts we can look at. Cylinder block assembly, induction pipe, that's the exhaust down there. Ignition wires, these would come off the mags, or go to the mags. Yeah, there's the right magneto right there. The fuel filter, we've got a pressure filter. What else do we have? The cylinder block assembly with the fins on them to dissipate heat, and the carburetor. This would meter the fuel-air mixture, and there's the air intake pipe. Yeah, the carburetor meters the fuel-air intake, or the fuel-air mixture. So a loss of power could be related to either running too rich or too lean, so it's possible that the carburetor is the source of the problem. So what did it say here? Switch to inspect mode by pressing 3. Okay. Check the status of a part, click on it and hold on it. Okay. So let's check the carburetor. Okay, the carburetor is damaged. Let's remove the damaged carburetor. Press 1 to switch to disassembly mode. Remove the part. Notice that you first need to remove the air intake pipe. Okay. So here's our intake pipe. Looks like we've got, what is it, 8 fasteners holding it on? Oh wow, I just took off like 3 with one go. It's not that easy in real life, I can tell you. But this is accurate, that you often need to remove parts to get to the one that you would actually like to work on. This is a common mechanical issue that you'll face. I can't really speak to car mechanic work because I haven't worked on cars, but on airplanes in particular, because you're in such tight spaces, it's often required to remove huge chunks of stuff that you don't really need to, just so you can get access. So I guess you do need to, but you know, they're not the thing that you're looking to work on. What did that say? Some parts can be repaired on the spot, while others need to be replaced. Go to the workbench and press space to begin repairing the damaged carburetor. Okay. So we press right click to get our movement. Oh, we're all zoomed in there. Find the workbench. Here's a workbench. Space. We've got a carburetor. By repairing parts, you'll save the spare ones for others, which will contribute to your overall score. This in turn will help you get promoted sooner. That's true. You do want to, in real aircraft maintenance, you do want to repair a part if you can. It's often faster to change the part with a new one, but yeah. You'll save the airline money, and you'll also develop your own hand skills if you can repair parts by yourself, provided you do it as per the overhaul manual or the aircraft maintenance manual. Let's see. To start the repair, click on one of the yellow points, then press and hold the left mouse button to start applying oil. Goal is to release the button if the oil level is within the green zone. You can rotate the part with the movement keys. To complete the repair, you need 3 out of 4 hits. Completing all 4 will restore the part to pristine condition. So it seems like the carburetor is not oiled correctly. Not super familiar with carburetor operation, but that seems like a bit of an odd issue to me. Usually I think it's more of a timing issue. But anyway, let's try it. So here's our oil can, and I guess we've got this. This sort of reminds me of like a golf game where you've got to try to get your swing right in the green zone. So that's done. Rotate the part with the... Okay. Got it. Got quite a small green zone here. Oops, that was too soon. Okay, so I got 3 out of 4 hits, so that restored the part. It says now switch to install mode and put the carburetor and the intake pipe back into the engine, then close the cowling. Not sure if that's... Is that the correct spelling of carburetor? Pretty sure carburetor is 1T. This could be one of those words that's spelled differently in the UK. Okay. So it's interesting how they just sort of allow you to click to do the fasteners, because this is trivial in this simulator, but in real life this is often one of the hardest parts, is reaching around all the stuff that's in the way here to install fasteners. Those ones in the back would be a bit difficult to do, I can tell you. And this is not a particularly cramped area. So we'll close the cowl. Close these little cam lock kind of things. And now we need to fuel the aircraft. Fuel tank is between the top wings. You'll need a ladder to access it. Go to the ladder and pick it up. Okay. Put the ladder down near the front of the aircraft and remove the fuel cap. Don't forget to switch to assembly mode. Okay. Looks like the prop is in the way. I'm going to turn the prop a little bit. You have to be careful about turning a prop on a piston engine like this. In real life, I mean. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Because you can actually fire the igniters by turning the prop, and you can start an engine. You may have seen videos of people starting old piston engines by turning the prop, yelling contact, and then getting out of the way. people have been killed by just sort of idly turning the prop without realizing that what they're doing is putting current through the igniters and basically starting the engine. So yeah, you gotta be careful about doing that. So I just turned it a little bit. I'm not sure if they simulate that in this game, but anyway. This looks to be our fuel Bowser. Pick up the hose. There's a fuel hose up there. Climb the ladder. Oh yeah, I need to remove the fuel tank cap. We'll insert the hose. Now grab the fuel hose from the Bowser and insert it into the tank. Then get back to the Bowser controls and turn the valve. Okay. So we've still got quite a bit of fuel here, by the looks of it. All that's left now is to put the hose back to the Bowser and close the fuel inlet. So I just barely dialed up the valve there. I'm not sure if it's possible to overfill the tank in this game, but in real life you definitely don't want to be spilling fuel all down the fuse, especially on this particular aircraft. You could see, excuse me, the windshield, for one thing, that would probably be damaged by fuel. I'm not sure if it's acrylic on this aircraft, but yeah, fuel can eat through acrylics pretty easily. But more importantly, you've got the co-pilot's seat back here, and yeah, you don't want to spill fuel all down there into his seat. So we will put away the hose. Fuel boom is back. Bowser's driving off. Take the ladder away. What's this? Oil Bowser. Okay. Where else? Got a jack. Huh. The apprentice tool right here, the broom. Can't pick this one up, unfortunately. What else do we have? This looks like our cantilever toolbox. Yep. There's a lot of people that I work with who still use this old style. I can tell you this type of toolbox, when it's filled up, is very, very heavy. Because this is a solid steel box, plus you fill it with all your steel tools. Anyway, that looks to be it. I'm not sure what I need to do now. More apprentice tools over here. I guess I should sign the job card as completed. Let's try, yeah, okay. All aircraft parts need to be installed. Oh, right, that's a good point. The fuel cap. So, I should have known that. I'm not sure how they did it in 1940, but can tell you nowadays we are supposed to do everything by the aircraft maintenance manual, by the book. And the reason we do it by the book or by a checklist is so you don't forget things like this. And that's a good demonstration of how someone who should know better can make a mistake just because they were sort of in a rush to get a job done. You can imagine, and this is a simulator, you can imagine you were in a real wartime scenario. It would be possible to forget the fuel cap just because you wanted to get the plane out, so it's, yeah. Let's see. It says, good, now open the notebook on task page and sign it to end the mission. In fact, you can end the mission at any time provided you installed all the parts. Keep in mind, though, that not finishing tasks will have consequences, some of them severe. That's interesting. So I wonder if it's possible, if you sign a plane off and say that it's airworthy, I wonder if it's possible that it will crash or something like that. So we'll move the ladder out of the way and sign the task card. It's not my complete signature, but perfect job. I wouldn't say that that was a perfect job. I didn't really return the carburetor to pristine condition. I guess probably I could have got more points there. But it was an okay job. So I'll hit continue career. I think I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. I'll make some more videos on this game if you're interested.